Hello with History Hikers, I'm Dries.
And I'm Jente.
And welcome to Albi.
And welcome to the Eglise Saint-Salvi.
Let's go and check it out.
This beauty of a church and its adjoined cloister is located in the heart of the medieval city of Albi. It was built on the supposed burial site of Saint-Salvi, who was a monk from the 6th century. The peculiar look of the church with its variation in stonework reflects its 3 periods of construction.
What makes this church original is how the surrounding buildings have always been a constraint, but never a hindrance to its construction. Building began in the 11th century with the iconic tower. Its position to the side of the church is probably due to the presence of older buildings being in the way and which were only demolished later. The bottom half of the church shows the typical Languedoc Romanesque art of the 11th century. It was heightened in the 13th century with cheaper and more modern bricks.
Inside the church, we find a proliferation of chapels financed by different brotherhoods through the ages. Surprisingly, the main entrance to the west is no longer in use. When money was tight, land was sold and buildings were built right up to the church's entrance. The altar and its impressive canopy were added in the 18th century and is a beautiful adornment to the rest of the furnishings, which include art stretching all the way back to the Middle Ages.
During the 13th century, after the Albigensian Crusade, construction began on the cloister next to the church. Its trapezoid shape is again a consequence of the surrounding buildings and the limited space they bring. The cloister combines both Romanesque and Gothic elements into a beautiful architectural harmony.
As is usual, the French Revolution broke significantly with the past and the Church of Saint-Salvi had to suffer for it. The army took control of the church and used it as a food depot, after which the town wanted to transform it into a market hall, though that obviously didn't last. The cloister was partly demolished with only 2 sides to be kept as covered walkways.
One of the most impressive features is the burial monument of the mason Vital de Malvesi. He worked on the cheap in exchange for the right to be buried in a tomb in the cloister. A stone slab explains the construction, though the text has become illegible now. Restoration of the church was undertaken later in the 19th century. After famous architect and recurring figure on the channel, Viollet-le-Duc visited the church, it was also classified as a historical monument. What a man! That was the Eglise Saint-Salvi in Albi.
I really love the cloister.
Thank you so much for watching. We were the History Hikers.
Like, comment, subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff if you want to see more of these kind of historical places.
And until next time.
Bye!
Bye.